Hello there. This is Hunter Rafferty, your
Hello
co-host,
there.
lead for the day. We are Nerd Variety. Oh, the we is me and Josh and Hannah.
Greetings.
Say hi. Say hi.
Hey, guys, girls, people.
All peoples. All peoples.
I'm trying to be inclusive.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it.
And animals, if you listen with your cat.
Yeah, I know your cat might love us.
Cats don't
We
love
have to be
anything.
inclusive.
Okay,
Yeah.
cats don't include anything. All right. Or cats don't love anything. Whatever. I don't know. Whatever I'm saying. Okay, this week we are continuing our rather short month of Christmas-themed episodes. Today, we are talking about our Christmas wish lists or Christmas lists that we think you guys might, maybe you should consider for shopping for your nerd friends or just maybe for yourselves.
Or for us.
Or for,
yeah. If you want to buy us these things,
fine.
that's fine.
I'm
It's
perfectly
interesting
fine with that.
because, I grew up in a family where, we didn't ask for things for Christmas, but now I've married into a family that does do that. And so I have to, try and brainstorm. I'm like, I don't know. What do I want? So here's some ideas for you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So we didn't really discuss how we want to do this. You guys want to do 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, or someone?
Let's go. I like the 1, 1, 1.
Okay. All
right, trade-off.
Keeps you from talking too much, Hunter.
You would think.
Hopefully.
So let's just we'll kind of alternate how this goes. I'll start since it's my week, and I get what I want all the time. So the first thing on my list, I'm going to start pretty simply.
Mm-hmm.
I always enjoy Funko Pops. This is my favorite one right now. This is Sylvanas from World of Warcraft. You guys don't know who that is because you're lame. But I love it, and I just love Funko Pops. I'm a real fan of them. I don't know why. I haven't quite understood.
I don't know why anyone likes them.
I
have
either,
tons.
But I love them.
I have none.
I will take my glasses off to
I
avoid
have
that glare.
I will refrain from getting them. I will accept them if someone gives them to me. But
I was going to say I'm going to get you one for Christmas now.
I think I have at least 20 between my husband and I. There's two of us.
Obviously, if you know anything about Funko Pops, they are a lot of fun, and they're obviously, taken from their pop culture characters. So there's a lot to choose from. Hundreds, thousands, millions. I don't know how many.
Yeah. My husband and I have had a very hard time trying to decide if we were going to go deep into something. So get every Lord of the Rings character. But we ended up, we have characters from a ton of different movies and TV shows and games.
Personally, I prefer a well-rounded cast. Although the past few years, I've gotten my mom Doctor Who characters, which has been fun. But this year, we have a whole Doctor Who shelf. I would suggest some newer ones. And I've, to me, maybe it's just what I've been indulging in, but it seems like a especially large year for Star Wars. So kind of a little out there, not really likely one is if you've been watching The Mandalorian or have seen the internet lately. You're aware of Baby Yoda, and he's the cutest thing. So they
can't confirm.
Although because they were, I guess, trying to avoid spoilers with the merchandising stuff, although it was all over the internet the second it released. So whatever. They didn't give out the plans and everything to make merchandise for Baby Yoda. But they just today or something got out the Baby Yoda Funko Pop, and I checked it as soon as I saw an email from Funko, and they said, "Oh yeah, here it is." And I looked at it, and it's it's unavailable, so it's sold out or something. So that's gonna be tough. But there are also some other ones. I put a few on my wish list. There's a really cool Darth Vader from Episode 6 getting electrocuted. I like the coloration on that. It's just one of the different ones I've seen. Also, one of my recent favorites is from the game Jedi Fallen Order. There's an Inquisitor, and I just really like the design of that. And from the Rise of Skywalker trailer, there is Rey, like the Dark Jedi, like the Sith. It looks like Rey. So those are both kind of cool. They're new characters, so those are some that I would recommend for Funko Pops.
Yeah, but beware, if you get one, you'll get 2, and then 5, and then the whole cast, and then 20. Then you'll never stop.
Nothing wrong with that.
You never have enough.
Funko, give us money.
Please.
All right, who's next?
I will go. After the past couple of years with Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet, and combining my love of coffee and coffee mugs, there was a really cool, I can't remember. I don't know if it has a specific name to it, but it's an Infinity Gauntlet coffee mug. When it's cold, there's nothing in it. It's just the empty gauntlet with no stones. When you pour coffee or a hot beverage in there, it lights up and you see the stones. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I've seen a lot more.
Power.
Yes, you get all the power. Yes, the power of the universe. And yeah, I've seen a lot of other mugs. There's one there's some Dragon Ball Z ones where I think Vegeta's charging up his final flash. That's a pretty cool one. But
I got one a few years ago.
Mhm.
I think it was in a loot crate. It's like Gotham City from I think the Batman, the Michael Keaton
Mhm.
one. And it was,
Yeah.
It's like you see the Joker gas fill up and the bat signal. That's a really
I have
cool
the
one.
same one, actually.
Yeah, I think
okay.
you mentioned that the other day.
Yeah.
Wow, so I'm late to the party for having one of those mugs.
Get with it.
I also have
try
the
it.
Star Wars one, maybe 2.
Is it a lightsaber igniting?
Actually, it's not really a mug. It's like a taller glass. Maybe it's still a mug. I don't know. And it's
My favorite
Kylo
mug
Ren.
isn't nerdy, though.
It was Kylo Ren.
Okay.
My favorite mug says, keep calm and pretend it's on the lesson plan.
That's pretty darn nerdy. It's just not nerd culture.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Boo.
Teacher nerd.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
No, all nerds are accepted.
It's supposed to be about nerd variety.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's true.
We don't become teachers.
We'll give them a pass.
Yeah. You get a
because
C-.
You're at sea level.
Might be the worst grade I've ever gotten on anything.
Probably. All right, Hannah, what's your suggestion? What's the first on your list?
I mean, my list doesn't have an order exactly.
Okay, well, what's one thing on your list?
The first thing that I thought of that is on my actual Christmas list is a Nintendo Switch. Because
That's been on my list since that has been launched.
Yeah.
Since I started playing on other friends' Switches.
And Santa still hasn't gotten me one. I'm so
Yeah.
disappointed with him.
Yeah. But the only consoles I've ever actually owned were a Wii way back in the day, and then my husband has an Xbox 360. And that's it. And I've kind of not been in the console game for a really long time, but the Nintendo Switch came out and I want one.
I think
You
that's
deserve
one. I think that's one that we can all agree on that we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
You deserve
and
one, Hannah.
I want one to play Breath of the Wild on.
I want one to play Breath of the Wild. I want
Josh,
one to
do you
play
want one to play Breath
Super
of the
Smash
Wild?
Bros. Ultimate.
Not Breath of the Wild per se. I do have my game in mind.
I want to play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
It's so much fun.
I've played the tiniest bit at my cousin's house, but
I just kind of lost interest really in Super Smash Brothers after Melee.
I love Super Smash Brothers, and I got really excited when they announced that they were gonna have Joker from Persona 5 as a character, because I loved that game.
Yeah.
I know
So
you have mentioned.
it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's if I could get anything on my list, I kind of want all of it, but the one that I really want is the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it's a bit more up there in price though than some of the other things.
Yeah,
probably.
yeah. Not the most expensive thing on my list.
Is it?
But
No.
It's
I
not
mean,
as
it's,
bad. Well,
it's like three or
$300.
400. It's like 300 or 400. It's probably three.
compared
think
to
it's
the
3.
other game systems.
Yeah. Now the question I did have, and I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know the answer to this, but I know that like the Switch Lite is a thing.
Yeah.
Does it play all the
Hmm.
same games?
I don't know. I kind of looked at that, but I'm not really sure. It seems more handheld.
It's definitely more handheld,
I
and
was
it doesn't
thinking
have
it's
co-op.
Hmm.
I was thinking it was exclusively handheld. Is it?
Well, yeah. I
Like,
mean,
I
it has
didn't think
co-op
you-
in terms of like
Yeah.
over the internet, but it doesn't have the removable Joy-Cons. It doesn't have like you can't stand it up. It's more of like from the pictures I've seen, it looks like if you guys remember the PSP from way back in the
Yeah,
day, it looks
yeah.
like about that
Oh yeah,
size and
I had
shape.
one.
Yeah, and I started looking at that the other day, and
Yeah.
I was like, I really would
Because it's
rather be able
$100
to.
cheaper.
I'd really rather play these games on a TV or something. you know?
Yeah.
But that's the
Especially
appeal of
before.
the appeal that the Wii U had, and now the current appeal of the Switch, that you can
You can do
play
both.
the game by yourself, or and with the Switch take it somewhere, take it
Mhm.
around to play.
Yeah, but it looks like you can play a lot of the same games. So Luigi's Mansion 3, Super Smash Brothers, Pokemon Sword and Shield,
Mm.
Zelda, yada
Nice.
yada.
Yeah. Well, my second thing, again, I didn't really have an order, like none of us really did. But another thing on my list is I would say if you're a gamer or if you spend a lot of time at your computer, like I tend to, if you work there a lot, if you use it a lot, I personally recommend gaming chairs or something like this. Now, the one I got for my birthday this year. It's on the cheaper end. Doesn't necessarily mean it was cheap. I think it was under $200 though, so that's pretty good for a gaming chair.
Mhm.
This one you can kind of see the brand.
You can very clearly see the brand.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah, but if you have more money to spend or something, I'd probably recommend like a Secret Lab chair. Their Titan one seems to be good. They have quite a few. There's quite a few brands, and I would always just recommend searching and looking at reviews and everything. But yeah, this one I like it. Again, a bit cheaper, not too difficult to put together. But that's good.
If you're spending a lot of time, gaming or just on the computer, and you get a good chair, I mean, that looks pretty comfortable. More comfortable than my, old office chair that I'm using, which could use I need more back support.
Yeah.
I have
And
a
this
pretty comfortable office chair, but
This one has a nice little pillow right here, and it has one like down here that you can adjust. You can put it more mid back, upper back, and lower back if you need that extra support. So
it's got to be healthy, people.
Yeah. Treat yourself.
Yep. Or
Does
have
it
someone
have,
else treat you.
True. Does it have a place? Can you plug anything into it, or?
No, it's not that fancy.
Oh, okay.
But it does recline. It reclines like a lot.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep. Josh, what you got?
Not a gaming chair.
What's
but
next
I want
on
to
your
go on
list?
to. Well, not I won't mention that I would like one, but I'm going to pick up off what Hannah brought up about the Switch. I want to Switch, but I really want to play Pokemon Sword and Shield. I haven't been able to play many of the newer generation handheld games. I think I stopped after Generation 3, but the generations
you realize Pokemon Go is exactly a handheld game, right?
It is.
It's different.
But it's different. I mean, yes, it's something that you can take with you.
You have to go outside.
Yes, you have to go outside, go interact it with the real world.
That's why I don't play it.
Yeah. But the thing is that starting with Let's Go, they make it to where you can transfer Pokemon between the game, between Go and your Switch game. And that's really cool, really good encouragement to keep playing, because you can have Pokemon from different regions in your Go account. Not so much in into the console games. But
Yeah.
you know, and Pokemon was meant to be is an RPG, and it's why would you not want to play an RPG on a console?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a TCG. No,
And I think
it's not a trading card game.
I'm ignoring you and moving on.
Mm,
I feel like if you're just looking for Pokemon Sword and Shield, you could also justify just getting the Switch Lite instead of the bigger one, because I feel like it suits itself better to a more handheld device. Not that it wouldn't be good on the
Probably.
Switch, but like
mhm.
I don't know. I
do
feel
tend to
like
think of Pokemon games more as like Game Boy.
yeah, because I think of like the little
Yeah.
tiny screens where it's like Breath of the Wild. Like you kind of want to have
Yeah,
a
you want
bigger
that big
screen so you
screen.
can see the
Yeah.
amazing environment. And
Yeah.
Pokemon Sword and Shield is beautiful, and I've seen some footage, but
Right.
I feel like
Yeah.
it would be comfortable to play on a smaller screen, so you can get away with it.
Yeah,
Makes
either
sense.
or. If you're playing with someone, like I have younger cousins, and I think we're kind of meeting in the middle to where like I know generations 1 through 2, 3, maybe some 4, but after that nothing. But they know, the later generations, post 4 generations, and we're kind of meeting in the middle about with our combined being fans of Pokemon. So it'd be fun to be able to play with them, or also by myself, just to explore, the new generation as an RPG, as a RPG console RPG.
Yeah. So it's a good choice for Pokemon fans.
Yeah, bridge the generational gap.
All right, Hannah, what you got?
Next on my list is generally, I don't have any like super specifics, but generally nerdy cookbooks. I think they're a lot of fun. There's something that you can give to a family, which would be cool, to encourage family bonding in the kitchen. It's good stuff.
What?
I know.
Oh.
Did you say
But,
family bondage? What?
I know.
That's gross.
No.
You're disgusting, Hannah.
Not what I
That
said.
is just wrong. You don't. Oh my god.
But Hunter, didn't you say that you
Gross.
gave a Star Wars one to your
It
mom?
was Doctor Who.
Doctor Who one to your mom. Yeah.
Which actually, if you guys remember, I made some stuff last year from that book for New Year's. It was like the bars, like white chocolate bars or something.
Yeah.
I
I saw one
changed them.
online.
I wasn't there.
I saw one online that was a
Right.
Harry Potter cookbook, which I bet has all sorts of fun recipes in it. And I actually did get a like a Disney themed cocktail book. With a bunch of different cocktails that are all like gorgeous and based off of Disney characters. So there's just a
Nice.
lot of fun material out there. So
Choose your favorite thing.
find something you
and
like.
Get a
Yeah.
cookbook or something from
Get
there.
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I
My friend
like
has
cooking a lot.
My friend has
I
a
still do.
Pokemon cocktail. I think he found them online. But I'm sure you can find one for any genre that you're interested in. They can make drinks where you can mix and match. And
I guarantee
call it
there's like a
call
Game
it
of
whatever you
Thrones
want.
thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. So my third thing for my list is, well, I am kind of going out down the whole techie route because that's kind of where I live. Now I wish I could give more detail.
You need your glasses for this?
No. I found like a deal on Amazon, I think, a while ago. This just took some searching, but I found a really good deal. I think it was like $200 or so. But it was money very well spent. It may have even been more like $100. But it was. Would you stop that, Hannah? I got my microphone that I'm currently using, which is it's a Blue Yeti, I believe. It's a Blue brand microphone. It's really nice. It's a condenser, and it came in this whole package with like the pop filter I'm using, a stand, a mount that I can put on my desk, and everything to hold it in place, and these really great headphones. And these are Tascam, I believe. Yeah, these are Tascam TH03s, and then it's like Nox gear for the pop filter. So that whole thing came as a package. All of them came together, and it's very good money well spent if you do just like I use it for editing, video editing, and for music stuff, as well as streaming on Twitch and obviously recording the podcast. So
Yeah. Well, and I bet even if you're not really into streaming, if you're wanting to just play with people online,
yeah, if you're a big
being able to
gamer,
have good
it's
sound quality
yeah,
is a big
it's
deal.
pretty helpful for that too. So that's my number 3. Josh.
3, my lord.
3. Pick number 3.
I'm going to suggest getting your nerdy family member, your brother, cousin, uncle, dad,
Or
mom,
yourself.
sister, or yourself, or your just one of your nerdy friends. Get them a con ticket. We talk a lot about cons, ever since we started, and getting someone a con ticket, especially when they first go on sale, that would mean a lot to your friend, family member that would want to go but doesn't feel like they would have the money, or feels like they would, or gets discouraged with going out in public like that.
And
But it's a really fun experience.
I personally recommend Dragon Con. Sorry to cut you off there, but I have been to that, and I can vouch for it.
Yeah. If you live near the Atlanta area.
I mean, people come from all over.
That's
true.
all over.
In which
There are
case, you
people
have
that
to pair it with a plane ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
People
you can
came
go
from
halvesies.
Someone people came to Walker Stalker from, I think, New York, out west, and it was just like, okay. So people will travel if they feel, if they feel like they're going to have a good time at the con. There are people that they want to see. They can probably find things that they like. Just have a really good time.
Yeah. And if you're waiting for the right year, if you only want to do one or something, first of all, you do one, you're probably going to hook them. But if you're looking for like the best one, just do a search as it gets closer. Obviously, the earlier you can buy the ticket, the better, because they just get more expensive the closer you get.
Oh yeah.
But do some research on who you see is going to be there for guests. They tend to put that out. I don't know for sure. I want to say like March or April, so it's a bit late.
Yeah.
But
still,
that's.
I remember when we found out about Comic-Con guest, because we were looking at that for about winter, spring, and the con was in July.
Yeah.
I think for Dragon Con it will be in August. They'll probably announce pretty early, start building up the guest list pretty early. But if you know you're going to go, just buy the ticket. And usually, if it's a big con like Dragon Con, you'll be able to see guests pretty soon, or you'll have an idea of who's going to be there.
Yeah.
Especially based off what's like out in the media at that time.
Yeah, and some things you'll get you'll get a lot of older things too. Not everything is current, but I think there's literally something for everybody at Dragon Con. Again, that's the only one I can personally speak of from experience.
Yeah, and it's a great way to not give people material possessions, but give them experiences, which is an awesome thing to do. Yeah. And you could even buy yourself a ticket and go with them, and
which is, I think, some good
bond, hang out,
more bonding.
Out.
Yeah, Hannah, stop talking about bondage. God, you're just gross.
Oh my.
Speaking of which, he's there a lot. I think George Takei goes to Dragon Con a lot.
I wonder how many oh my's he gets.
A lot. He did a panel, but I didn't go. Anyways, Hannah, we're on your third, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Good Lord.
So the next thing I have is also just kind of a shout out, because I don't feel like people know enough about this, but there's this guy who does watercolor art of a ton of different nerdy stuff. I have an example here. Is Toothless.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Why does he have vomit on him?
It's a little bit of like splashiness. But there's a ton of stuff like this. We have a ton of stuff that's from Doctor Who, Harry Potter, Disney, and it's all these sort of silhouettes, artistic things, and there's like paper prints and mugs and stuff like that. And they're really, really cool. So that's that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nothing like some good art to hang on your wall and just be like, oh yeah, that's
it's
nice.
Like nerdy but
especially
classy.
Nerdy. Yes.
Yeah.
And honestly, there are some things like that I've been looking at for the longest time, but still just have never gotten around to buying.
We have so many of these.
Yeah. It's cool. Getting into some of the, I guess, less expensive. Well, I don't know how expensive those are, Hannah, but
they're not very. They're like $20 for a print most of the time.
Nice. But another thing for my fourth, I will actually start talking about a game that I think is really great. If you are looking for a gamer friend to buy for, or a family member, or yourself, if you have someone that's a big Star Wars fan, I would highly recommend Jedi Fallen Order, the new game by Respawn and EA, and it's a game that EA actually did something well with. It's surprising. No extra microtransactions, no DLC, all that stuff, and it's in a fixed state.
Shade.
Like it's released in a releasable state, which is very surprising. But it's fantastic. Voice acting, everything is wonderful. I did a review on it myself, actually. If you want, you can watch that on Zab Productions on YouTube. Not like I'm promoting myself here, but it's a fantastic game, and it's, I think, available for everything. I'm not sure about the Switch, but I know it's PC, PS4, and Xbox One at least. So yeah, just a fantastic Star Wars story and Star Wars experience in general. So I would highly recommend it.
Yes, it was a very fun playthrough. I played through part of the first level, but I was very impressed with the graphics, with the voice acting, of course, and just like the different play style. Because the last Star Wars game I played was, I played a little bit of Battlefront, but the last one I played in kind of in depth was Force Unleashed, and this feels like a little bit you have some of the power that you have, but it's more focused on I guess movement, not so much just like I'm gonna shock everybody within a 10 mil radius with my Force lightning.
Yeah, it's real good.
Yes, I will be getting it soon.
You should.
I will.
Do it.
And speaking of games, get your friend, your nerdy friend, a Xbox gift card, like your friend Josh. Your friend Josh likes to play games, but a lot of games are online now, and and Josh works a lot, doesn't have a lot of time to go to the store and pick up games. So
okay, so you think I should get that for Glover?
Yes, get it for Josh Glover, because we all know how much Xbox he plays.
Yeah. I know. Well, I didn't know why else you would be suggesting I get that for him.
I mean, there's a lot of good Joshes out there who work a lot and who have an Xbox One and want to play games and don't want to have to go to the store and just want to be able to say, oh, I got to get this gift card. I'm going to buy this game that I want.
How much
so I can play it.
How much would you recommend for an Xbox gift card?
It's a good question. If you know they want a single game, you just put about the 60, 65 on there, so they could just get the game and download it onto their Xbox. They want to buy new, but I know a lot of games aren't that. After if the game's been out for a while, but you might just need to get maybe $50, $40 something on there, $40, $50 on there. Just be thinking about the person. Ask them, hey, is there any games that you might want? Or unless you're just feeling pretty charitable, you can just get them, $100 gift card.
Alternatively to that, might I suggest, if you know someone or are someone who has who does more PC gaming, I would also very much recommend a Steam. I don't know if they do gift cards, but you can add money to their Steam wallet at least.
Yeah.
And $60 on that, I would say, would go way further than on Xbox Live.
Yeah.
You guys put way more money into gift cards than I do. I'm like, I'll give you $20 and help you pay for that game.
And again, $20 would go really far on Steam.
Right, but in any case, if you want to use $20 on a gift card, like an Xbox gift card, there's Halo. I think there's ODST, which I just got as a gift. Which is only $6 as an add-on for the Master Chief Collection. Halo Reach was only 15. So there you go. That's 2 games on your Xbox One with all your
Yeah.
So you have the entire. So now I have the entire Halo collection.
Yeah, or even if you know someone wants to buy a brand new game and you can only afford $20, all of a sudden they're paying $40 instead of $60 for a game, which is a big deal.
Yep.
So
every little bit helps.
Absolutely. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. For my next one, I want a VR headset. That's what I want. I feel like the biggest issue with the VR headsets right now are the lack of games that are available for them, but people are constantly coming out with new ones. And the technology is really amazing. And I know before this, Hunter and I were talking, and he said he wasn't comfortable talking about VR because you haven't really used it, right?
Yeah, I don't really want to recommend stuff that I haven't
But
used.
I have. I'm not entirely sure what I use specifically, but I've played on a couple different consoles just momentarily, and it's really cool, y'all. Like,
That's
it's
another
very
thing.
cool.
That's another thing, though, that from my understanding, you really want to do your research on, because not everything. Some things, some VR headsets have their own libraries of games.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them will allow you to use Steam games. Some of them that I saw that are cheaper will only do Steam games. But so you're gonna want to look around.
Yeah, but when you get a really good game, I've played a couple that have been incredibly intuitive and a lot of fun. And personally, I think it's the future of gaming. So
yes,
get in there, get started.
I played a little bit of a gun simulator. Also got I think Google VR has their interact where you can do the interactive maps and kind of essentially travel around the world and see everything, and just go to different cities and see all these cool towns you've never heard of, or just go to Manhattan and look around New York before you actually travel to New York so you know where you're going. Yeah. There's a lot of fun games. A lot of I think like you said, I think it's going to be taking off a lot more once all the technology gets a little more affordable and a little more kind of streamlined.
Yeah, VR rhythm games are definitely a big thing also, and they seem like a lot of fun.
Beat Saber is like one of the main games I want to play on VR.
It seems so cool.
Yeah. I chickened out at Comic-Con, but I need to play.
Yeah. But so my last thing for my list, we need to kind of do this a little quickly. I don't have anything necessarily specific, but I would say like a game kind of streaming subscription service thing. So I have I think 2 going on right now. I use Xbox Game Pass, which is nice. Yeah, they actually kind of rotate their library of games. And then not only, you can also, if you have a good PC, or not as good a one, but still have one that can do games, you can access a lot of games from that on your PC as well as your Xbox, which is something I do. But I also use Uplay Plus, which is Ubisoft's game subscription service, which I've been able to use that to go through the Assassin's Creed franchise on my stream, as well as play like Ghost Recon Breakpoint, the Division 2, some of those more online games. But they have a good library. There's also EA, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend. But again, do looking around and see what works for you.
Do you not like EA? EA, Hunter?
They're fine. Everybody kind of knows their reputation, but like Anthem is their reputation. Okay. But also, I wouldn't. The only one I wouldn't recommend from personal experience is PlayStation Now, because you actually have to stream those. So if you're not just downloading them and then playing them from your console or anything. You're actually having to have good connection, which has really screwed me over when I tried to stream like Dark Souls 2. Yeah, the latency doesn't work with that.
Yeah. So would that include like an Xbox Live subscription?
Well, I think you can get. I don't remember exactly how that works because I've never not had Xbox Gold. but you can get like Xbox Game Pass Unlimited, which I think may include that, though I'm not entirely sure. Because again, I've only had that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. All right, Josh, what's your last one?
My last one, last but not least, I get your yourself or your person that you're buying for.
We have to go through this every time.
I'm trying to include everybody, Hunter. Get them a comic subscription. You can go to a comic store if you can find one, or go to a bookstore chain, and they'll be there. But it's easy to get on your phone or your computer and tablet, or just read comics. Comixology is partnered with Amazon. I think you can look through them and to see about getting a unlimited subscription. Also, Marvel has unlimited comic subscription. You can have access to their whole library of comics. DC Universe has a lot on theirs, and they're always adding old and new comics. That you can just go online and read through a storyline you've always wanted to.
And there are some really good ones on there.
Yes, so read, people. Read
and look at the pictures.
Yes.
All right, Hannah, what you got?
All right, my final one is different sorts of model swords, replica swords, stuff like that. I personally have one. My husband has one that we are using for.
I have one.
Yeah, wouldn't call it cosplay, but like dressing up for Ren fairs and stuff like that.
I kind of have one.
But they have some really, really cool stuff. They have a ton of stuff. I've seen stuff from Lord of the Rings and Zelda. They have like the energy sword from Halo. But there's also just a ton of really cool weapons out there, especially if your nerd friends into cosplay. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there. I don't know,
if
like
you want to beat your friends up with weapons.
Yeah, I don't know what rules are at cons about like taking actual metal weapons into things, but they're really cool. You could just put them on your wall if you want, because they're awesome.
Yeah.
Or you could go LARPing.
You can go LARPing, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that, but
you wouldn't use a replica for that.
No.
You would make something that looks
probably
kind of close to it. Yeah, foam, PVC wrapped in foam and duct tape.
No, you have to bring an actual sword that you can really. That way, you really get into the spirit of it.
Yeah. Well, my replica sword is for cosplay, and also could hypothetically be sharpened to a lethal point in case of zombie apocalypse.
But only in case of a zombie apocalypse, and you need to take other people's stuff to survive.
That will be the first weapon that you have on hand. So use that until you get something that's like get a real sword.
Wait, talked about this before. Sword and a bicycle, you're good to go.
Use that as your starting weapon until you level up to be able to use some higher grade weapons and everything.
Yeah.
And then make sure to put your skill points into blacksmithing so you can really make your weapons better and get that armor.
Destruction magic all the way.
Maybe healing magic, because I imagine it would do wonders against the zombies. But yeah, so that's what we got.
Feel free to get us any of these items.
Feel free to give all of us Nintendo Switches, because we all clearly want one.
No, we would not.
So thanks, guys, for joining us. I hope you enjoy. I hope you learned something. Sorry we couldn't be more descriptive. But let us know what you think. And we'll be back next week for our end-of-year review.
Yep.
It'll be the last episode of the season.
Yeah.
So see you guys then, and have a great one.
Bye.